Growing up, I liked to drink coffee. However, my grandparents always told me that it would stunt my growth, but I did not listen. So today, I'm 5'11", just an inch away from that famously envied 6-foot height. So is it the coffee? If I stopped drinking coffee, would I be taller? Should I have heeded the warnings of my grandparents? Is my insignificant vertical length a consequence of my own making? When it comes to a person's height, it's wholly dependent on their genes. No, not those genes, these genes. Scientists have found that there are about 700 different genes that determine your height by affecting growth plates, hormones, and general body makeup. Though there are external factors that can affect your height, around 80% of it is determined by your DNA. External factors are mostly reliant on physical activity and nutrition. Staying physically active when young can help muscle and bone development, which could make you taller. Good nutrition, consisting of a wide variety of foods, ones rich in protein, calcium, and vitamins, could help you grow taller as well. Sleep is also very important for all sides of development, not just for height. Adults really only need around 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, but developing kids and teenagers require 8 to 12 hours of sleep every night in order to develop properly, which is why early classes for kids is actually detrimental to their learning, but we can talk about that in another video. So as I mentioned, nutrition plays a huge role in developing height. So was it the coffee for me? No, coffee actually has no effect on growth whatsoever. So if you're shorter than you would prefer, it wasn't your coffee drinking that did it. Coffee's only dangerous ingredient is caffeine, which if you're curious about it, you can watch my video on energy drinks and coffee. My personal problem seems to be that I did not engage in a lot of physical activity as a kid. I'm left-handed, so all the right-handed people who taught me how to play sports just thought I was bad at them because I was not really coordinated with my non-dominant hand. But I mean, I preferred to play video games anyway. When I got to college, I was rather active, but by then it was too late, and I'm stuck at the height I am today. Constantly coveting that elusive inch.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
So where did this coffee myth come from anyway? Well, there are a lot of theories. First being that people thought that coffee caused osteoporosis, which is not true. Even if it did, osteoporosis on its own does not make you shorter, but I guess people thought it did. So that's possibly where the myth came from. The second theory on the myth comes from the widespread idea that coffee eliminates calcium in your body, which would make kids shorter and cause osteoporosis. Hearing this sounds sciencey, so I could imagine that people might freak out by it. But again, osteoporosis on its own does not make you shorter, but whatever. As for the elimination of calcium, that's not true either. Scientists found that coffee does not eliminate calcium, but instead people who drink coffee are less likely to consume food groups and drinks that contain calcium. But there was still no substantial loss to calcium intake, it was simply less than average, and it was not enough to really contribute to anything negative. My personal theory is that adults just did not want their kids to be hyper. Coffee contains a lot of caffeine, which is why adults drink copious amounts of it. Kids are sensitive to caffeine, and it could make them hyperactive for a few hours. And honestly, there are few things worse than an unruly, hyperactive kid. So spreading the misinformation to kids and parents about the effects of coffee might get them to stop drinking it, which is beneficial to everyone in proximity to the hyper kid. Regardless on the origins of the myth, the fact remains that coffee does not make you shorter, but it does have its own host of problems. So if you can limit your coffee intake to just a couple cups a day, that would be best. Not because it will affect your height, but because it'll keep you healthier. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, or don't. Do what you want. As I've said, I'll get more subscribers when I deserve it. You can also let me know down in the comments below what you think I should do my next video on. And then after you do that, you should check out the sponsor to this video, National Realty Group. National Realty Group is a real estate company with offices located in Southern California. They're a one-stop solution office, meaning the real estate, mortgage, and escrow departments are located all in the same office. That means you can go through the whole process of buying or selling a house without the hassle of being bounced around to different companies. This makes the whole process a lot easier and a whole lot more enjoyable. Give them a call at 951-684-2600, or if you're like me and you don't like talking to people, visit their website